What's up, blue collar scholars? Coffee time, magic. Those are things that are real. What I want to talk about right now, though, is brewing coffee over time and the magic that happens. Not really. What I want is for us to stop a behavior. And I know I'll be like, jerky McJerkface, don't tell me what to do. I do what I want. Do what you want. I'm totally okay with it. But what I want to show is one thing. One thing. So you know I'm a hater on the hot plates, right? Because it burns your coffee. What I also want us to stop doing is pulling the carafe during the brew cycle. Okay, so a lot of fancier brewers don't even have the ability to, you pull that out and it's gonna just pour water all over the ground. Hot water, and it hurts. But some of the older ones, or like the Mr. Coffees, they have that little button there and you can pull it out, the button comes down and it doesn't let the water out. And then you can push it back in, pushes the button and the water comes down, or the coffee comes down. Stop doing that. Forever. Don't do it anymore. Okay? It's only like a 4-minute brew cycle. Give it the full 4 minutes, okay? And there's a reason for that. Coffee extracts different things over time. It's gonna pull out acidity first, and then some sugar, and then the bittering unit. You'd be like, oh, well, I'll just get these two. And it doesn't work that way, because you can't just get your brightness and your sugar and be like, oh, that's gonna be perfect. You actually need some of these bittering elements to balance your cup out so that it is delicious. If it's just two things and not the third, it's gonna be unbalanced, it's not gonna be delicious, okay? So, let me just show you.
What you can kind of see is that this one here, darker, lighter, lighter. If I came up here real close with my light. That one is noticeably lighter because you can see the light from my camera shining through it. Less light shining through it. Almost no light shining through it. So, this is why you don't pull your container out while you're brewing, because what you really want is you want all of this mixed together to make one good cup of coffee.
Okay, so I hope you can see again. I wish I had like a laser flashlight that would beam through that so you could really see the different color, or like a refractometer to tell you a number, but I don't. So your first cup, you're gonna get a lot of those easy pull down solids. Your second one's gonna get, I think caffeine pulls down in that like middle section, middle to front. You're gonna get more of the caffeine and sugars. This is gonna be acidity and easily soluble material. And then this is the back end is usually like your bitter balancing pieces, okay? So I know we use bitterness as like a weird thing, a bad thing for coffee, but it's important. So think of craft beer, right? You put hops in it to make it bitter. Why do you do that? Because it balances the sweetness, okay? So we need balance on our palate, not just sweetness. Sweetness or acidity, anything, balance. So what I hope that this showed, though, was that it takes time to extract all of these different things. We want to mix them all together. And actually, if you ever saw us brewing, what we would do is we would do all of our fun pour over stuff. And before I gave you the cup, I'd stick my spoon in there and give it a little swirl. Because then what I would try to do is in your cup, you can actually get the 3 levels as well. So I would stir that to try to mix it all up so that then you have a balanced cup. So that your first sip isn't bitter or acidic or anything like that. It's nice and balanced all the way through. That's just one of those things that we do, and it's important. Even when I brew a pot of coffee, if I have the ability, I'll stir it with a spoon. If not, then I'll just give it a good swirl, get it shaken up. I do it every morning with my pot of coffee. So let that brew cycle go all the way through, let it mix, get those nice, good pieces of your brew all together, and then let me know, do you pull your carafe during the brew cycle? And then will you stop doing that, having known this information? Let me know. with that, I will say adieu.